Hey everybody, Max Kemp here, PDG number 97652. Somebody on Facebook the other day mentioned wanting to see a couple more in the bag, so I figured I'd throw one together, show you guys what I got going on right now. It's beautiful here in Golden, Colorado. It's starting to turn into summertime a little bit, getting a little warmer. Playing a lot of disc golf, just got done with the weekend. Sleep Dog was visiting. In 4 days, I think we played 7 rounds. 3 or 4 days we played 7 rounds. One of them we got hailed on, so it was pretty fun. But yeah, we'll get right into it. This is my Pound Octothorpe. My graduation gift to myself last year. Freaking beautiful bag. Holds all the discs I need. Feels great on the back. Great storage. You name it. It's got it all. Tremendous quality. So let's just jump right into it. P2s, I got 5 of them. Huge fan of the P2. First putter I ever really started throwing. And now I'm putting it, throwing it. It's just a great disc. So putting, I got this sick pair of Imperial Eagles. The Glow first run Imperial Eagles. It's just a grippier P line with the Glow plastic. It feels great, putts great, looks good, gives me confidence around the basket. Just added these to the bag this past weekend. Had a little putting fiasco, didn't like where stuff was going, wasn't feeling good, wasn't going in, so I made the switch, and these are exactly what I was looking for. Next, I got a Super Beat D-Line P2, the Hawkeye colors, super beat up, chunk, nicked, understable, can point it on an Annie, it's just going to glide out, throw it straight, pop it up, low pop, or can really torque on it, you name it, I can really just, it's easy to throw, point, shoot, great disc. So that's the Beat D-Line. Next, I got a very used S-Line. I've seasoned this since I started playing the game, and it's finally to the point where it's my straight go-to P2. Can pop it up, can throw it on Annie, it's just going to kind of hold it and glide out, really just point shoot. Can't say enough about this one. This is a 3-time Macbeth, super beat up. Just freaking love this disc. This is my go-to P2 right now. Then lastly, the overstable of the P2s. This is a Sky God. This is newer. Can really just torque on it, and I know it's going to get back to the left. Gain a little bit of wind. Great thrower, fantastic disc. Love these S-Lines. Next, we'll get into these 3. This is a newer disc. Started throwing this at the end of last season. This is a Discraft Zone. I was throwing P3X's comboed with a mortar, a gator, something like that. This is just, it kind of covers that overstable mid to putter shot I was looking for. So this is a Jawbreaker. This is the straightest of the 3. I just added this past weekend. Come on to feel it out. Really just easy to manipulate. Forehands can torque on it, pop it up, and it's just going to go straight, maybe finish a little bit right. It's also really grippy. Plastic feels fantastic. Also been throwing this on a little bit of backhand shots, but the zone is mainly for forehands, occasionally an overtail backhand. So this is the straightest of the 3. Next, I got an ESP Zone. This is my go-to forehand disc. Can really get on it, pop it up flat, and it's going to still dump to the right. Can also throw this for those overstable backhands, really get on it. It might pop up a little bit, but it's always going to fade left. So, good flying ESP Zone. And then the most overstable is this Z Zone. This is like a cool smoky gray. Really flat, a little bit of give to it, but it just feels good. I can really sink my grip into it and just kind of flick it up there. So, this is also my overstable backhand thrower right now. Super beefy. Can really just kind of put it out flat and it's just going to dump. Not necessarily glide out, it's just going to dump. Similar to like a gator or mortar type of disc for me. Next, we'll jump into the MB3s. I've got 4 of them in the bag at the moment. 4 MB3s. This is a super understable P line. This is an older one, flat. Can really just kind of pop it up, turn it, sky turn it, you name it. It's pretty understable for what it is. So got to have that kind of slot feel in my mids. Understable. Shout out to Stevie G for that one. Next, I got a straighter MB3. This is a newer P line, still beat up fairly. Can kind of rip on it, and if I rip on it flat, I know it's just going to turn slowly, not as fast as the big one. So that's like my straight to understable MB3. Can really get on this one though. Next is the straight Glow. This is incredibly straight, but I can really get on it, and it's just going to go straight. Might turn a tad, but it's my go-to right now, straight MB3. And lastly is the overstable This is an Eagle 5503. Super overstable, can handle the wind, can really get on it. Hyzer, it's just going to hold the hyzer. You can grip on it straight in the wind, it's going to go straight and just finish to the left. Next is my fairway game. Was definitely reinvented over the past 2 months, just because of those 2 new molds. So I'll just get into the ones that are staying in there forever. This is the FD. I got a super beat up S-line. Shout out to Stevie G again. Just a couple weeks ago, gave me this guy. Can really just rip on it flat, and it's going to turn to the right. It's really simple. You can pop it up straight, maybe get a little more turn out of it, but just love to have this kind of trustworthy straight flight in a disc. Next is a tick more stable than that is this 6th run C-line. This is a 171. Can just rip on it flat, maybe pop it up, maybe turn it a little bit. It's just really easy to point, shoot, manipulate for a fairway. Tons of glide. Everybody knows FD, tons of glide, but this is a great FD. If you have any more of this specific run, I think this was a mystery box one, let me know. I freaking love this exact disc. I lost one. Somebody had one a few months ago. Next, again, as I mentioned, talk about reinventing the game. Discmania killed it. This replaced the second runs that were in my bag. I don't know if this is going to stay, but it's really just straight. You can really get on it. It's going to go straight with a touch of fade. Pretty much a second run FD, but a quarter the cost. What are you doing? Hi, Louie. Can you get on my video? Thank you. Again, these are super flat, easy to forehand. They just feel fantastic. What are you doing? Okay. And yeah, this is just a great replacement to the second run. It does exactly what I was looking for. The glow plastic feels good. I don't know if it's going to stay in the bag because of this next disc, but we'll see. This is great. Really just in here for testing purposes. It might make it, it might not. We'll see. Lastly, shout out to Discmania for hooking it up with these instincts, man. I don't know. I can't rave about these enough. Not an ad. I'm not sponsored. I just love this plastic. So we'll get into it right now. This is a 174 gram Instinct. This is a little flatter. Still some dome to it, but a little bit flatter than this one. And this is my go-to right now. I can really get on it. I can throw it on this kind of slight ante, and it's just going to power forward and finish to the left. It's great. I've also been attempting to forehand this. The FD2 feels better. I think one FD2 might stay in the bag, but we'll see. So that's the go-to Neo Instinct. Next is this Domier Instinct. This is a 173 gram. But again, just like the other one, I can really get on this one and kind of get that penetrating turn into a fade. It's unbelievable, and it's great that these can handle a headwind. This is exactly what I was looking for, and kind of like that bump up from the FD to kind of bridge the FD and the FD3, and this is exactly what the Instinct did. It just complements exactly what's in the bag right now. I'm looking forward to kind of seasoning them in a little bit, but it doesn't seem like this plastic is going to let me do that very fast. But yeah, just a huge fan of these Neo Instincts. Discmania really reinvented the game, honestly, specifically for me, because I could never really get into the PDs. I never really threw T-birds or anything like that, but those things just exactly what I was looking for. Next, I got the FD3. I just narrowed it down to a 3-pack. I had 4 before, but the Doombird 2 just kind of seemed to overlap with what I had. So this is a straighter of the FD3. This is a Metal Flake C-line, super beat up. It's really just I can get on it in a headwind, and it's just going to penetrate forward with that FD3 dump. It's not overstable to the point where you can't throw it. It's just the perfect combination of glide and stability when you're looking for that kind of overstable fairway. The middle one, this is pretty much strictly for forehands because my forehand is so bad. This bar stamp Lazat. This is an older FD3, super flat, but it just feels amazing in my hand. Can really get on it, can kind of point it, and it really manipulate the angles and kind of get that overstable finish you're looking for without too much skip. Specifically at the main course I play, there's a lot of OB kind of on the right sides of the basket, so I can really kind of trust this to get into the basket and not necessarily skip OB. It's just going to kind of sit there. So really digging this one. Lastly is my beef emoji, but this is the Glow FD3, super overstable. Really just complements the ones that are in there. Can throw those in a headwind. Really more of a utility disc at this point, but loving this. for super overstable forehands, super overstable backhands. Like I said, the Doombird 2 didn't really fit in because I had this and then I had the Metal Flake. The Doombird just kind of overlapped too much with both of them. It might come back in, I don't know, for FD3s. It just seemed like a lot of the time we could fit another disc in there like the FD2 or something. So overstable FD3. Next, this might surprise a lot of people. I don't think too many people throw this as their main distance driver, but I am currently rocking the DD. I got 5 S-lines right now. I was throwing destroyers, but they seemed too squirrely and I wasn't getting exactly like the control distance combo I was looking for. So the DD is kind of what gave that to me. So I'll get into it. I'll go from least stable to most stable. This is a super beat up Iowa AMS. This run is amazing. I know there are a couple people out there that can vouch for that, but this run is amazing. I don't know if it's the plastic dome combo, whatever, but I got a stack of these. These are amazing. This is strictly my big turnover DD. I can really power on it in a tailwind and kind of get that distance, little S curve if I need to, but this is mainly what I'm throwing for those big annies to kind of get that big turn out of it. It's not necessarily come out of it, but this is the most understable one I've got. Next is the complement to the one that I just showed you. I just have this in there as a backup because this is my favorite run of DD, and I know if I lost that one, I would just like to have this one in there just for kind of like a safety net sake. But yeah, another Iowa AMS 175 S-line DD. Next, this is pretty much my go-to right now. This is a swirly S-line DD. A little bit of dome to it, but can really just get over on it and know it's going to penetrate forward and kind of give you that max distance S flight you're looking for. So that's the go-to. Freaking love this one. This is the first one I got to stay in the bag for a while. Lastly is this ugly one. But it's got a decent dome to it. This is that one DD. I know I can get on it in a headwind. If I turn it, it'll still penetrate forward and still come back. It's touch domey. Just feels fantastic. And I just get that penetrating forward flight I'm looking for in a DD, even if there's wind. It is reliable. So that's the overstable one. Lastly, I really don't throw this too much. It's just in there for a safety net because I know Colorado, especially when we play our tag rounds, it can get a little windy towards the end of the day. I have this in there for, hey, what are you doing? Blue, come on. Hey, you get in. Go. Come on, you're being bad. Sorry about that. And then, yeah, this is just pretty much super overstable. Tons of dome. Mainly if I need it in a super windy situation, something I know that's going to get back to where I need it to get. So that's overstable. That's all the discs in the bag, but I got a little stack here of stuff that's kind of in and out that I'm testing, throwing, not throwing. Stuff that I know if I have it in the car at like a tournament, it might be needed. So this is a pair of golf ball D-line P2s. Mainly mixing these in if it's a little colder, a little more grip. And once it gets colder, these might stiffen up a little bit. But in the hot, they kind of melt. So these come out if it's a little hotter, back in if it's cooler. Blue, can you stop barking, please? You can go on your kennel? Come on, stop it. Next, I got a Z-Zone. This is overstable. It's just mainly a backup to the gray one because the gray one feels so good. But yeah, just overstable, pretty much as a backup. In and out if I want to practice like those touch forehand approaches and super overstable backhand, stuff like that. Just really a backup. Hey, Louie, come on. Next, I got a pair of MD3s that are in and out. European Open, Glow C-Line, and a super cool Supreme Flight Glow C-Line. Come on. Get out, Blue. Get in there. Get Barker. Oh, but yeah, these are just mainly in and out. These are my go-to if I need a backup. If I want to throw more MB3s on a practice round or something like that. These two are the ones that are going to go in there. Eventually it's going to be taken on a rotation, I think, with that FD2, but this is a second run FD, super cool Supreme flag stamp. Ooh, look at that. But overstable FD, it's just one of those things that just feels really good. I can forehand, I can backhand it, stuff like that. Don't really know if I need it anymore with those FD2s and the instincts, but we'll see. It's just kind of there in case I need it. Next is that Doombird 2 I mentioned. in, out, we'll see. It's just one of those things that I'm kind of cycling in, testing out if I need it. I haven't been throwing it a whole lot recently, so I don't think I'm going to need it in there, but we'll see. This is more of just a morale disc if it comes to tournament time. This is the first ever DD I got. Sky Miller, the Dubuque, Iowa legend, hooked me up with this one. Super understable P-line DD. You can use it for Sky Andes, maybe a roller, but it's really just in there. If I play a tournament, I might throw it in there in a slot just to have it in there as like kind of a good luck disc. And then the last one I brought out here, this is a 172 gram swirly. I'm just kind of testing it out to see if it flies differently than the Max Wave ones I've got. It does feel really good. You can definitely tell the weight difference, but it's just as stable as the rest of them, so it's just one of those things I might throw in the bag if I'm doing a practice round and want to throw a couple more DDs, mix it in, we'll see. But again, this is just something that's in there just in case I want to use it. A couple things about the bag, my Dubuque, Iowa Mini. Got to support the roots. It's where I started playing the game. I got my Drogon, Game of Thrones Dragon keychain, my Cubs World Series ring, my Darth Vader head, the dogs chewed off the body, which is right there. Discmania pin, a couple towels, a Cubs World Series, Discmania tech towel. Fantastic towels, by the way. A couple more towels in there. A couple more towels over here. My mile high tag, I'm 231. That's got to change on Saturday. Hopefully get something gold. And then one other thing I kind of want to talk about. This is not an ad. I'm not sponsored. I just figured I'd kind of let you guys know about a little deal I found. These are knock-around sunglasses. I got these for 20 bucks, customized, polarized lenses, and they're actually great quality sunglasses. I wear them for every round I play in. It's just something, if you're looking for a cheap pair of sunglasses, knock around. Great deals, custom, you name it. Just I think they're great for the game and they look good. I'm gonna get a couple more pairs, I think, just to maybe give me a couple different colors. I don't know, super cheap, great quality for what you're paying for. But yeah, so that's what I've got in there. And then over here, I just got I got a birdie bag and a towel. Birdie bag, towel, just to have it. So that's what I've got. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any recommendations or questions or want to know something more, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. If you got another disc I should try out on the open ears. Really looking forward to the stock release of the DD3, the new Samurai glow metal flakes. That's going to be really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching.